Hello there and welcome back. Today I just had a lunch and thought, hey, let's have a chat about mindful eating. Now, I'm sure you've heard of mindfulness by now, right? So how can we incorporate mindfulness practices with eating? The question may be more aptly put as, what are the benefits of incorporating mindfulness practices with eating? As there are a myriad of benefits to be had. Mindful eating helps us gain greater awareness of what we are eating and why we are eating it. It can also change our relationship to food, and it can help break the hold food has over you. Now, mindful eating challenges the notion of good and bad foods. It helps us tune in to when we are hungry, we're feeling full, and to appreciate the different foods we can consume. It can also increase our awareness of how our emotions influence our food choices and decreases the stress around eating, helping you enjoy your food more. It can help us stay healthy while also encouraging a deeper appreciation of every meal, every mouthful, and every ingredient. Now, let's talk a little bit about eating on autopilot. How many of us sit down to a plate of food and before we know it, it's gone, and we don't even remember what we ate or how it tasted? So many of us are eating while doing other tasks. For example, eating at work while reading a work article or typing at the computer, eating in meetings, eating in front of the TV. The list, like it goes on. We are not truly present with the eating process at all. We're disconnected. With mindful eating, we learn to put away our screens, our phones, and step away from the TV. The key here is to sit down and slow down the art of eating. You need to be present with full awareness and attention, and you can't be present while scrolling through your Facebook page or listening to the boss in a busy work meeting. The way to change this autopilot style of eating is to schedule eating time or meal time into your day. You need to give it as much importance as other scheduled activities. Practice being present when you eat. Eat slowly. Savor the taste of each mouthful, the aroma, the texture of the food. Enjoy the experience. This involves reconnecting with your senses. You see the food, taste each bite, smell the food, and feel the texture. Eating mindfully enables us to bring our attention to the full experience of eating, rather than getting lost in our thoughts about an upcoming meeting or planning the next day's activities. Mindful eating involves being present while cooking and eating, allowing us to truly savor our food without any guilt or judgment. Let's now talk a little bit about taking the stress out of eating. In today's modern world, there is increased stress around food choices and eating. We're bombarded with the latest and greatest foods or diet fads. And this can lead to food being viewed as a means to an end, i.e., if I eat this, I will lose weight, or if I eat that, I'll be fat. Food then starts to be viewed as a reward and following the right path, or a punishment. If I eat this, it means you put on weight or you're unhealthy. People obsessed with being thin might undereat and suppress feelings of hunger, whereas people who overeat might ignore the feelings of fullness. It's a disconnect of the mind and the body. We're not listening to our bodies and what they are indicating to us, for example, the feelings of hunger or fullness. Now, mindful eating seeks to let go of prescribed ideas around food and dieting, and to eat and make food choices with awareness and presence. There is no restrictions on food, cutting out food groups, etc., but instead allowing yourself to choose your food wisely without emotional triggers. When we are more aware, our mind is calmer, and this allows us to make sound decisions. When our mind is calmer and clearer, it will enable us to be more compassionate towards ourselves, which is another essential aspect of mindfulness. Now, mindful eating means a kinder, gentler approach to eating. The focus isn't necessarily on changing the food we eat, though it can be. It's on changing our thinking around food. So how can you start to practice mindful eating? The first step is to observe your current cooking and eating habits for approximately 1 week. Just start to notice when you're eating and what you're eating without judgment. Don't try to change anything at this first step. Just increase your awareness. How do you feel before you eat? What are your triggers to eating? How do you feel after eating? Does this change on different days? Notice any commentary in your mind before, during, and after eating. Did you eat with people, alone, or while doing other things? Now, secondly, this leads you to step 2, the 3 S's, which are sit, slow down, and savor. With eating a meal or food you eat, I want you to keep the 3 S's at the forefront of your mind. Sit down to eat your food. Did you know we tend to eat 5% more when we're standing? Slow the process of eating and be present with your eating experience. If you struggle to slow down, use your non-dominant hand to eat. So that is, if you're left-handed, use your right hand. Now, this usually forces you to eat slower and savor the taste and full eating experience by not eating in front of a screen or TV or any other distraction. Be present with your food. Allow your 5 senses to come to play. Taste, smell, sight, sound, and touch. Now, lastly, practice the raisin experience. Now, this is essentially picking up a raisin in your hand and observing it fully for a period of time, increasing your awareness of what it looks like. Then you smell the raisin. What does it smell like? Then you feel the texture of the raisin in your hand, and then place the raisin in your mouth, putting it on your tongue first and feeling the texture of the raisin in your mouth. What do you taste at this point? Then you slowly start to chew the one raisin. Does the texture change in the mouth? Does the taste change? Essentially, the raisin experiment walks you through the basics of mindful eating by noticing every tiny detail of one small raisin. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but it helps you realize all the aspects missing to the present during a meal, leading to a light bulb going off. It helps you to see how you should be taking your time with food and how to begin understanding your relationship with each food item you eat. So what are you waiting for? Start your mindful eating journey now. Now, I don't usually guarantee anything, but I guarantee you won't regret this. Now, thanks very much for watching, and mindfully yours, and importantly, mindfully eating. Take care. Bye for now.